guys how to load some 9mm rounds up with 380 projectiles. There's a lot of questions about using standard weight 380 projectiles for 9mm. You can do it. You probably get faster bullets and you'll have to make a couple adjustments. So I already have everything set up. I've done about 500 rounds of these, and they work great. So really light recoil, which is cool. They make great target rounds, and they was just a deal on 380 bullets at Cabela's. So I grabbed a couple thousand, and this is what we're going to use. These are looks like a brand called Extreme. I had never heard of them until I saw them at Cabela's. These are 100 grain copper plated bullets. They're really great quality. All the plating is done really well. These are really great target practice rounds. From my use, they're really accurate in 380, and they're also really great in 9mm. These boxes are really good price too. It's $49, so it's $50 for 500. Man, that's an awesome price just for plinking. They're 355 diameter, flat point. So the big question is using the shorter 380 bullets. People say you'll have an issue with your overall length for 9mm. Reliability issues with feeding. But that's not the case with these, at least. So really what's important is your seating depth, seating the bullet into the case. What some people will do is they'll look at your minimum overall length and your max overall length, and they'll try to make these rounds meet requirements by the overall length. And it's going to be hard to do because this bullet is so short. So when you try to seat it, you're not going to get enough bite for this bullet to seat properly, and you can probably just pull it out if you're trying to measure on overall length. So what you need to do with shorter bullets like this is you need to measure your seating depth. So how we can do that? Just a rule of thumb for 9mm, your seating depth needs to be 0.12. That's the minimum seating depth that they recommend, not crimping or anything like that. So what we'll do is we'll measure one of these bullets, see how long it is, and we come out to right at 0.430, and then we'll measure case. Most all these cases are the same. They're about 0.748, 0.750. With the range pickup, it's going to vary. That's what I'm using here. If you have new brass, it'll probably all be the same. So anyway, you have your base there. So then what we'll do is you add those two together. That's your overall length uncrimped, and then we will just keep crimping down until we get a seating depth of 0.12, or I like to do 0.125. We're going to do 0.128. So you could do the math. What it ends up being is an overall length of 1.050, and that'll give us a seating depth of 0.128, which is more than the minimum. And here's just one over here that I just did. Like I said, I've shot about 500 of these in 9mm, and they work great. There's no feeding issues, and it's seated to a reliable depth. But we're not going to have any problems with the bullet moving around and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get started. For this load, you do have to load a little hotter than you would with regular 9mm. We're using Unique powder. It's one of the only ones that I can find in an 8-pound container. Most everywhere is out of the 8-pounders. They just have the single pounds. So this powder is a little bit hard to work with when you're using lighter grains. It's great for shotguns. But when you're going really low, like 380, it can be kind of difficult to get a consistent cycle on your powder measure. But anyway, so we're going to load these at 6 grains even. And that's what I found to be the most reliable. I've loaded in 1 grain increments all the way down from 4 grains and worked my way up to 6.2. And that's really, I wouldn't go higher than 6.2. 6 seems to be the most reliable in multiple guns. There were some that would cycle in some guns and not others, so 6 grains of unique with a 100 grain 380 bullet or .355 diameter bullet is what you want to use. So I'll go ahead and load a few in for you guys. Usually I'll measure my first couple powder throws to make sure my measure is set. I already know it is. Right at 6 grains. And I'm using RCBS press with some Lee dies. I'm not crimping these. This is just target ammo. So there we go. And measures out to 1.050. So that gives us the shooting depth that we want. We can use our short 380 bullets. So if it's always best, grab the heavier bullets for 9mm if you can. But hey, if you got 380, this is how you do it. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section and I'll try to help you guys out.